Just bullshit, 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 bullshit. Marco's losing his boner the longer you stand there, Bergie. Okay, buckle up, everybody. This one's gonna be a long one. My name is Lacey, and welcome to my recaps of episodes 27, 28, and 29 of Love Island USA. It's a big one because there's a movie night and a recoupling, and there's so much drama. Yeah! If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I am doing so many other dating shows, and I want to do movie lists and other things to entertain you. So let me know down below what you're thinking, and please subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. We open with one of the most disturbing scenes of the season, and it is Keenan and KK canoodling. Hannah, Carmen, and Imani are talking about Keenan and KK, and Hannah's saying that she's going to distance herself from both of them because Keenan disrespected her and because KK keeps going back to him, and she's just kind of, as we all are, over it. Imani says that Keenan has a hero complex, not wrong, and Carmen says we can't help her, she has to learn on her own. Also true. Johnny is crying to Jonah randomly, saying that she doesn't know why she's here and she feels used and just kind of discarded. Mattia is talking to Zay and he feels a way about Cassie, and he feels walls up, and he's 29 and I want to talk to the people, and Zay's like, oh, go for it, do it. I think all the Castle boys are just like douche nozzles. Johnny then cries to Keenan and says that she feels used by Leo, and Keenan wipes away her tears and says that it's a pattern with Leo. Fuck you, Keenan. Turn it around on yourself. Mirror. Kenzo is talking to Keenan later and says that he wants to make things official with Carmen. Nobody cares. Ex-Hannah is worried that Mike has unresolved issues with Destiny, but meanwhile, Destiny's telling Zay that she's 100% committed to him. Carmen pulls Leo and says what we're all thinking. Even though I don't like Carmen, she still says truth. She says, why are you upset, Leo? You're the one who done fucked it, and now you're the one moping about it? Fuck you. Don't turn this around and make this about you. This is about Cassie, and this is about Johnny. You blew it with both of them. You make it up to them. They are allowed to be sad, especially Cassie. She's allowed to be sad. You are not. You are the reason for this. She tells him to make a decision and that she feels bad for the next girl that he is going to date / do this to. And he says in his confessional, the audacity of Carmen to say shit when I don't even care about her fucking opinion. Well, okay. There is a text, and as the camera zooms in on whoever got the text, I think it was Carmen, there's a butt in frame, and I think it's Hannah's, and it's close up. It's this, no wait, but it's this big in frame, and Carmen's like me, and this is butt. And it's get the butt out of the frame. What are you doing? Rude. I wouldn't want to see my butt that big on TV. Zoom in on the butt pores. But Carmen and Kenzo get a text. They go on a date. They go kayaking, and now they're boyfriend and girlfriend. That's about as much time as I care to spend on them. Johnny pulls Leo and says that the fact that he doesn't know is kind of fucked up. You can have me. Johnny says that Leo can have her if he's 100% for her and cuts things off with Cassie. He says, okay, I'm 100% for you. They get a text that it is movie night, and Keenan knows he's in for shit and goes up to KK and is like, hey, so I know I told you everything, but I don't know if I told you everything, so not sure what's gonna come out. Trying to do damage control, and it's oh, Keenan, you know you done fucked up. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shit to say. He says he's I didn't do anything wrong and whatever, but it's if you didn't do anything wrong, then why are you talking to KK trying to do damage control? Okay, so it's movie night, and they each get texts, and there's trivia questions, and then they get to pick a video to watch. So, first question. What percentage of the U.S. has never been in a committed relationship? And the answer is 35%. The boys win. So they get a video about the hideaways, and it shows Destiny falling asleep on Zay, and it shows Bergie and Taylor making out. Nice and simple. Nice ease into the movies. What percentage of Americans think that sex on a first date is a deal breaker? 36%, and the girls win. They pick Not So Magic Mike, and this shows Mike getting a handy from ex-Hannah in bed. Destiny feels a very strong way about this. And she's like, oh, you left that out. And he's like, you didn't ask specifics. Like, what? That's kind of the same thing that Destiny does, to be honest. Like, oh, well, you didn't ask. And then Mike says, oh, it'd be different if you didn't bring somebody back, but you did, so fuck off. And then Destiny's pissed. And then Destiny says, were you going to tell me about it? And Mike's like, no, why was I going to? Maybe Hannah. And so then Destiny asks Hannah, were you going to tell me about it? And she's like, what? I'd be like, no, it's not your business. So then Mike tells Destiny to leave ex-Hannah alone when he was the one who told her to ask ex-Hannah anyway. Leo tries to pipe up to calm the situation, and then Destiny turns on him and is like, oh, Leo, don't you start. You're not the person that we need to be listening to right now, so you shut your mouth. And Leo's like, no, no. How many times does the average American have sex a year? I think I said that right. The answer is 54 times a year, and the girls win. However, Bergie mentions here, I've had 0. You've had 0 sex? So you are a virgin? So then what was that 3 before? I'm just saying, stick to the truth. Stick to one story. Your numbers ain't adding up, sir. Looking a little sus. If it's 0, say 0. They pick an affair to remember, and it is about Leo and Johnny having sex in the room with everybody. After the video, there's some talking about, like, Leo not saying, oh, they shared a bed, but he asked her to share a bed. He was the one who pursued her. And so then Cassie was asking Leo, like, hey, what did you say? And then Johnny was getting into it. And so there was a whole back and forth between Johnny, Cassie, Leo. And like, what do you want? Just answer. What do you want? Do you want Cassie? Do you want Johnny? It's not like you can get us, but what do you want? And Leo was like, oh, it's not that simple. And then Mike's like, just give him an answer. And Leo's like, but it's not that simple. I want but. Just bullshit, 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 bullshit. The episode ends with Leo turning it around to be like, oh no, I want you to be happy without me. I want you to be happy without me. I'm just a piece of shit. I've seen this so many times, especially in younger people where they turn it around so that now I'm the victim. I fucked up, but now I'm the victim. And that irks me very much. So I'm glad that episode is over. But we are going to jump into Movie Night Part 2 in episode 28. What percentage of Americans think that following an ex on social media is cheating? And the answer was 16%, and the boys win. So they get to watch Mean Girls video. And this is about Hannah and Carmen talking shit about Cassie. And they kind of say, like, over the video, like, hey, I liked Leo more than you at the time. I like you more now. It was very half-hearted. And then Carmen apologizes to Mattia for saying that he was shallow, and she's like, it was just because one conversation, sorry. Very lackluster apologies, in my opinion. Carmen also says, Leo, did you hear me backing you up? I shouldn't have. How many minutes on average does the sex last for Americans? And it is 5 minutes, and the boys win. And they pick the Never-Ending Video Story. And this is the clip of KK seeing the video of Keenan getting a handy in bed, and then her weeping to the floor. At first, Keenan's like, I look good on camera though. And then, as KK continues to cry, Keenan just turns into really affected. You know, feels it. At least he's quiet though. The last question is what percentage of people have been injured while tugging it? And the answer is 19%, and the girls win, and they get to pick the boner collector. And this is a montage of Keenan getting several boners throughout his time at Casa Amor, and him getting a second hand job in bed. And during this video, KK is like, oh, you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me everything. And he's just like, I didn't do anything wrong. I told you everything. I don't know why. Blah, blah, blah. I hate him so much. And that is it for movie night. Credits roll and the tears fall. KK says she feels numb. Keenan doubles down on his actions. I'm tired of these people. Hannah finally says that she did fuck up sincerely and apologizes to Cassie. And I think this one was real. I do. Carmen also apologizes. Cassie and Johnny have a conversation and they kind of sort out what Leo told each one of them about the two relationships, and they find out that Leo is full of shit. And so now Cassie is full on Mattia, and she tells him that she's there for him now 100%. Jonah and Taylor are happy and apparently exclusive, and I don't care about them either, but they look pretty. Zay is aggro at Destiny for caring about what Mike was doing during movie night, and so he calls her out and being like, hey, why did you care about what Mike was doing? And she's like, because I'm human and we had kind of a thing going before I left for Casa. And he's like, yeah, but you should be with me. Like, nah. But she gets angry and she hits the couch and she walks away. Johnny pulls Leo and is like, dude, what do you want? And Leo finally says that he is stuck on Cassie and he wants Johnny to see it from his point of view. What's his point of view? That he just wanted to fuck her? Johnny says she feels dumb. Leo's talking BS. He just goes on, I'm sorry that I did this. I'm sorry that I did this. I'm sorry. So childish. And she's embarrassed and she cries. And I feel bad for Johnny. KK and Keenan, she's pissed. And he's like, well, what didn't I tell you? And it's like, that you got your dick togged twice? He's just a liar. He's turning it around. He's saying he's all for her and that he's going to fight for her. And she ends up kissing him. And I am disgusted. I hate them both now. I want them off. Leo pulls Cassie and he says that he's sorry and he's not over her. And she says that he can try, but she's not promising anything. And then in her confessional, she says she's lost the feelings for him. So I'm hoping Cassie stands firm and does not go back to Leo. Although I'm not digging Mattia right now either, so I don't know. Before bed, KK tells Mattia that she's falling in love with Keenan. And then she invites Keenan to bed, and I'm 99% sure they fucked. And I'm very disappointed in KK. And now she's dead to me. Zay decides to sleep elsewhere, not in bed, and Destiny comes over. He's already kind of asleep, and she's like, hey, like, what's going on? Are we done? Yes or no? And he's like, we'll talk tomorrow. And she's like, no, let's talk now. And he's like, I'm asleep. Let's talk tomorrow. And so then Destiny gets bitchy and like butt her and then goes sleeps outside. I don't know why. She didn't have to, but she did. And he wasn't even sleeping in the bed. So neither of them slept in the bed. The next morning, Imani pulls Kyle. Remember these people? And she says that his efforts stopped once they got to the villa and that he's like just kind of like on a vacation over in the villa and not trying to communicate with her. He says that she keeps cutting him off, which she does, and that he's not kind of all here right now. And so she basically ends it, and that's it for Imani and Kyle. Imani, now that she's left Kyle, is making a move on Bergie, and she even made him pancakes. I appreciate her making him pancakes because he makes all the pancakes around here and he needs some too. But she decides to make a move on Bergie. She's like, hey, you're a great guy. And I say all the girls deserve a guy like Bergie, but why don't I deserve a boy like Bergie? So now I like you. Initially, when she first came into the villa, I did think Imani and Bergie had kind of a connection, but now it's just like, what? Now it's just weird because it's too little too late and she already shut that door. And so Bergie's moved on. Hannah and Marco tell each other that they love each other, and then they go in to have some nookie in the afternoon delight. And then Bergie comes in to talk about Imani, and they're like, get the fuck out. Bergie, get the fuck out. We're trying to fuck. And so Bergie's like, should I watch out? Are you gonna, I can sit out here and watch. I can listen. Do you want me to watch guard? I'll stand guard. I'll do that. How about, are you guys gonna, and it's like, get the fuck out of the room. Marco's losing his boner the longer you stand there, Bergie. So Bergie goes and sits outside of the couch and sits guard, whatever, while Hannah and Marco are getting some lovin' in the bedroom. Then Taylor comes over and talks to Bergie, and he tells her about Imani coming on to him, and he's like, I just found out, but I'm 100% into you because we're farther along, and so I'm not going to pursue things with Imani. She says, no, take your time, think about it, and then get back to me and see if you want to chat with her more or if you want to be with me. I kind of got the feeling that Taylor was giving Bergie an out so that she could get out. Did anybody else think that too? Leave a comment down below if you thought that Taylor was kind of like, I don't want to be with you, so go talk to other people. I don't know. I still don't really see the connection between the two of them. It's not as like obvious as Hannah and Marco or even Keenan and KK, as ridiculous as that sounds. So I don't see that connection there, but okay. Cassie asks Leo if the only reason he's coming back to her is because Johnny ended things with him, and he said no. He actually wants her. She's his best friend, blah, blah, blah. Now it is time for the red wedding. And everybody's dressed in lovely red outfits. And there is a vote from the US, top boy, top girl, and the bottom 4 vote getters will be revealed. So the bottom 4 girls are ex-Hannah, Johnny, Taylor C, and Taylor S. Casa girls, we barely knew you. The bottom 4 boys are Leo, Zay, Mike, and thank God Keenan. So after the vote, 2 guys and 2 girls will be leaving the villa. The episode ends with only 1 person being revealed, and that person is ex-Hannah. Bye, ex-Hannah. Nobody knew why you came into the villa anyway. And the episode ends on a cliffhanger with 3 more people going to be eliminated. But I'm not going to make you wait. We're going to jump right into the other half of the Red Wedding, episode 29. The boy with the lowest amount of votes is going to be booted, and that person is... The world breathes a collective sigh of relief. Keenan is gone! Thank God. What I thought they were going to do is eliminate the bottom girl and the bottom boy and then let the Islanders choose the second person to be eliminated. And I thought Keenan was going to get saved there, but thank God he was the first, therefore lowest vote getter out of all of them. Out of 10 guys, I think. 10? 10 guys. He's the lowest vote getter, and he is out of here. Good riddance to bad rubbish. However, unsurprisingly to everyone, KK stands up and is like, okay, I'm going to go with Keenan. He's my man. I love him. I'm going to go with him. Keenan's like, no, don't go. And she's like, no, I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to go with you. And he goes, okay. And then he says he's going to be good to her and not hurt her again. And everybody's crying. And and Sarah Hyland is like, KK, are you sure you want to do this? And she says yes. And then Mike, who's standing there in the bottom, gets all aggro and sassy, and he's like, oh, that was disrespectful to fucking Sarah Hyland, the host. How dare you talk to the host like that? Like, fuck off, no matter who it is. So Mike is aggro and sassy. He says that's disrespectful to Sarah Hyland for asking KK if she's sure that she wants to leave. Then Leo, who's standing next to Sarah, says, I'm sorry for him. It's just the emotions. And then Sarah says, boys will be boys, am I right? Clearly throwing shade at Mike and saying he is immature. That was such a rude and uncalled for comment. Sarah then reveals the 4 other safe Islanders. Saved is Taylor S, so Bergie's happy. Saved is Johnny. So this means that Taylor C, we barely knew you, but you are gone. But because Jonah and Taylor made things exclusive, Jonah also volunteers to leave the villa with Taylor. And this one I understand more so than the other one. And he says, I found what I'm looking for. We're exclusive. They seem like a really well-matched couple now. I mean, it seems smooth sailing. We barely saw them. So Jonah decides to leave with Taylor C. And then for the boys, the 2 safe Islanders are Leo and Zay. Meaning Mike is get the fuck out of here, Mike. And I bet Sarah Hyland was very happy about that. She's like, oh yeah, you call me disrespectful? Well, then get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. So that is 6 people leaving the island after this red wedding dumping. So there's Jonah and Taylor C, Keenan and KK. Thank God, get the fuck out. I'm tired of it. And Mike and ex-Hannah. See, they were so irrelevant, I barely forgot. I barely remembered who they were. So they are all gone. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. I wanted 5 of them gone. 5 couples gone. So 3's not too shabby. Good work. Good work, America. I'm very proud of us for voting Keenan last. Or for not voting for Keenan. After the dumping, everybody's back in their couples and kind of like checking back in. Like, oh, we're good, cool. So Bergie and Taylor, they're talking and Bergie's saying it sucks that Leo's here still because of the situation with Cassie, but he's happy that Taylor is still safe. And Taylor says, America might not see the connection between us, but I do, and I'm happy. So, okay. Okay, if you say so. Hannah and Marco, I love Hannah's dress. It's like a halter, and then it's like has like lace up the sides of both sides of it. It's very sexy. I love it. I love it. I want it. But they touch base. They say how much they love each other. They kiss in the bedroom, and they have shower nookie. I really kind of like them together, mostly because I like Hannah, and Marco's just kind of a doofus, but it like kind of works. And she says in her confessional, like, he's smelly, he farts, but I love him. And I'm like, I feel you. I have a silly one too. So I think they're cute, and I would not be mad if they won. In bed, Bergie and Taylor are smooching. Cassie and Mattia are smooching. Is there positivity in there? And Kyle is sleeping outside. In the morning, Zay and Mattia are talking, and they're both kind of over the girls who brought them into the villa. So Zay is kind of over Destiny, and Mattia is over Cassie, despite making out with her in bed the night before. Mattia decides to make a move on Johnny, and he says he now has clarity. Word of the day. Ah! And she just seems to be into it, but she says, you have to talk to Cassie, and you have to talk to Cassie first. So I ain't doing this unless you talk to Cassie. And he says he will. Johnny then goes and warns Cassie about Mattia and says, hey, just letting you know, because of the shit that went down with Leo, Mattia said he wants to chat with me some more, so I'm letting you know, but I told him to talk to you. Cassie's like, oh, we were making out last night. Good to know. He didn't decide to tell me. Okay, thanks. Not mad at Johnny, but obviously mad at Mattia. Zay decides to grow a pair and talk to Destiny, and he's trying to tell her that he wants to explore other people and break things off, but there's a text, and so they get interrupted, and he can't finish. There's a game, and the boys are like football quarterbacks, whatever. They have to catch balls, tackle some things, and then like kiss the girl. I don't care. But the interesting parts of note, other than the people who clearly kiss the person that they're dating, Mattia was all aggro during his like, and he decided to smooch Johnny. So Cassie's a little upset because he still hasn't talked to her about wanting to move on and talk to Johnny. So Cassie's like, oh, okay, news to me. Zay is also aggressive, and he's like, nice guys, finish this. I'm not going to be a nice guy anymore. Blah. It's like, oh, you're a nice guy? You know what they say about self-proclaimed nice guys? They're the worst ones. He picks Cassie to make out with. So now Destiny's upset. Everybody's like, what is happening? Kyle, when he goes to kiss somebody, he pretends to kiss Imani. He pretends he's going to pull Imani, but then he doesn't, and he pulls Johnny. And then Imani's like, people who sleep outside shouldn't be laughing. And there's like art, like, ugh, I don't like the aggro. I don't like it. I don't like the back and forth yelling. And lastly of note, Leo picks Cassie because he's trying to win her back. So they kiss, and they're like, oh, third time's the charm, or 3 strikes you're out. The girls get to pick the winner of the challenge, the most quarterbacky, and they pick Bergie as the winner. I don't think he wins anything. He's just the winner. After the game, Mattia is talking to Leo, and then Cassie is meanwhile getting wind in her sails. She's getting revved up by Carmen and a couple of other girls saying that they're talking about Cassie as a transaction. They're not talking to Cassie. They're talking to each other, not her. And so Cassie gets all butthurt and goes over to them and is like, hey, what are you guys talking about? Are you talking about me? Because if you're talking about me, I should be in this conversation. And so Mattia takes Cassie aside, and Leo's like, the fuck? What happened? So Leo goes down to the girls, and they're like, no, Leo, you didn't do anything. It's Mattia. So Cassie and Mattia are talking, and Mattia's like, I want to talk to other girls. And Cassie's like, you should have told me this, and why were we making out last night? And he said, oh, I thought the make out would change my mind. They are done, needless to say. But that leaves an opening for Leo, and I don't like that either. So Leo decides to plan a nice dinner date for Cassie to show that he's into her and to show his effort. I'm upset with Hannah and Marco for entertaining this idea and helping. No. But Hannah does like Leo. And Marco and Leo, I guess, are friends again. But while Leo is setting up this dinner date, Cassie is getting ready, and she gets a text And I was dying. I was laughing so hard because she gets a text that she has a date. And so she sneaks out of the villa to have a one-on-one date with somebody. Meanwhile, all the other people are planning a dinner date for Leo and her. And they're like, where is she? Where'd she go? And some of the other girls are like, oh yeah, she left like an hour ago. Like, psh, whatever, dude. So Leo is left in a lurch. I am cackling because I am loving him being left in a lurch. So Cassie gets a date with a surprise visit from Scott from Love Island UK. I don't have his details because I didn't write them down. I know Scott, but you guys don't. So if you don't, go check out my recaps for Love Island UK and you'll hear all about him. But Scott and Cassie have a nice dinner date and they are chatting and seemingly hitting it off. And she's saying how she's done with Leo and he's looking for love and blah, blah, blah. And we shall see what happens. But I'm rooting for Cassie and somebody else other than Leo. Even though I like Leo, I don't want him with Cassie. Or I don't want Cassie with him. I don't want her with Mattia either. I don't know. This episode, these episodes were like just somebody set the chessboard and then flipped the table. And now we're seeing where all the pieces land. That's how I feel about these episodes. And KK and Keenan, mostly KK, I wish you luck. And I hope you find clarity and leave Keenan. What did you all think of movie night, the red wedding, the big dump, and yeah, let me know what y'all think. And Scott's return. Let me know your thoughts down below because I'd love to hear them. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know my next recap is live. Because now I'm caught up. And so I'm going to be like, I'm on it now. I'm ready. Let's finish this strong, huh? So thank you for watching. I will see you next time.